You know, it's been a long week. I think we need a beer, so I'm gonna have one. You want a beer?
I'm having a beer.
Okay.
I'm having a beer.
You know, we've really made a lot of progress this week on the platform and a number of other things as well. So I think we should maybe tell our community about some of the exciting things happening over here. What do you think?
I'm still waiting for my beer.
Oh, you can't talk and wait for the beer at the same time?
Just it's too tempting. So yeah, we've made great progress this week. Both with the Ignite product. It's been the Ignite platform. It's been a heavy product week again, guys. All unfortunately back end stuff at the minute, but we've made great headway with the reputation engine, the ratings algorithms. I've been on Skype calls non-stop with our development team this week. Thank you, my friend.
There you go.
That's what we call a Gibraltar head.
Yeah.
So cheers. And also on the Catalyst Incubator, which obviously is a completely separate project from Ignite, but will leverage the expertise that we've built up in-house. You guys saw us starting to talk this week about Cornucopia. Mm-hmm. You saw our chat with Carsten, the CEO and founder of Cornucopia this morning. Great guy, really, really pleased to have someone actually, aside from us, who sees what Ignite is and what it can be and how it can be a game changer.
Well, you know, I think that the important thing to realize about Carsten's project is it is something that we always wanted to do and we always intended to do, but kind of like 6 months, maybe even a year away from today. Cheers.
Cheers.
But it's really great to see that coming into play now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, and the thing with Carsten is you know, he's a guy that has a lot of experience in the financial world, and he really understands what the value is in these pre-IPO opportunities. Also, as a way for crypto enthusiasts to diversify away from crypto land. You know, I mean, just take a look at what's going on in crypto this week. You know, it's astonishing. Yeah. Everything just moves together down.
Yeah,
and
I mean, I've seen a lot of chat this week regarding Ethereum in particular, and there's a lot of theories that you know, there's some merit to them. That's saying that, you know, the Ethereum crash is due to the fact that I don't know, EOS is dumping its ether, or all these ICOs that had so much success in late 2017 are dumping their ether.
I mean,
but then if you overlay the Bitcoin chart, they're pretty much
similar.
Yeah.
When one tanks, they all tank. You know, and where does that leave you as a crypto investor? You know, I mean, we take some heat about our coin decreasing in value, but the truth is the entire market is down 50 to 60% in the last month.
Yeah.
Which is sad, but it's true.
Yeah,
you know, absolutely. And it's all correlated. So there really does need to be more products, kind of like Tether, and you know, they offer some upside, because Tether doesn't really offer upside, does it? It's kind of just like
somewhere to park.
Well, that's what Tether is. It's you're tethering yourself to something that's secure, like the U.S. dollar. But is Tether really that secure? Because you don't, you know, they're supposed to buy a 1-for-1 or something, but I don't think they really do. But that's a whole nother chat.
Pure speculation.
Yeah.
But no, so that's what excites me about Carsten's product. And obviously, guys, we're building the Ignite ratings platform. We're not building Carsten's product. Carsten is going to be a client of Ignite. He's going to be running Cornucopia, or his team rather. It's not just one guy. He's going to be running Cornucopia on the Ignite ratings platform. He sees the value in the tech. So we're very excited about his project, but by no means are we promoting his project or telling you guys that you have to invest in Cornucopia. That's for you guys to decide as members of the Hive as to whether or not Ignite takes a position in Cornucopia. We might do, we might not. If you want to invest yourselves, that's up to you.
But you know, the truth is that either way, Ignite still benefits from it, because we're going to be earning revenue from his profitable trades.
Absolutely.
So whether or not we partake in that ICO,
I just think the idea of tokenized pre-IPOs
is a great.
Personally, it's a personal opinion. I just think it's an awesome idea.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
If you look at something like Spotify, that when those shares were first offered, were like what?
They were offered last year for.
Was it $2? Was that?
Well back, like in 2009 or something. But I mean, it is astonishing growth. I mean, in the traditional sector.
$160 was it as of earlier this week? Or
I'm not sure, but it's up
I
there.
can't remember.
Yeah, I mean,
we looked at it at the
I
time
think,
and went, "Whoa, that's crypto levels."
Yeah, it is. I mean, if you got in early, you got to wait. You know, I mean, crypto
That's
is
the
a
thing.
different
It's
type
not.
of thing. You know?
It's different time frames. It's a different mentality.
I mean, I think people are a little bit disillusioned with the growth in crypto.
But this is what I really like about what Cornucopia is trying to do. By leveraging the Ignite platform, by creating a token, you can buy in and out of
you can get liquidity
of the Cornucopia fund.
Yeah.
Not as an owner of the fund, obviously, but you could buy a tokenized version of it as and when you want. So there's going to be liquidity on the market, and also,
but you know, it's really
the PTN network that Carsten and his team put together with T0 is great, because even within the ecosystem, you can be selling in and out of positions as you would with Ignite ratings and ICOs,
which gives rewards to the token holders as well. You know?
Yeah.
But I just had a really interesting point to share about that whole thing, but it slipped my mind now. Must be the beer.
Sorry.
No.
Sorry.
Anyway, I think we did have some questions.
We did. We had actually a few left over from last week that we didn't cover, and a few new ones this week, which are great. We'll try and skip through them, because the more of that we drink, the longer this is going to go on. So let's start. Actually, there's two that are quite similar, so we'll combine these. One was from Michael, and one was from Jermaine, which talks about the reviewing side of the platform. So Michael was asking how the reviewing side of the platform is going to look. Is it going to be in the form of message boards where we can engage in a discussion, or is it that each review is locked on its own and other people can only rate it with stars or upvote, downvote it Reddit style? Then similarly, Jermaine was asking, will there be a basic question ratings approach to the ratings, or an essay/blog style with, team 4 stars, tech 5 stars, whatever?
Interesting question, because it's kind of a combination of both.
It is.
So so Ignite has always been intended to not be a very kind of binary, do you like it or not like it system, because that ultimately doesn't really tell you much of anything. That becomes kind of like a prediction market.
It's a pure prediction market sentiment.
Yeah, sentiment driver, and we're not a sentiment driver. We're a ratings company.
Yeah.
And actually, that was the point I was going to bring about Carsten that I just remembered, is that no one currently is really rating pre-IPO shares.
No.
So by Ignite getting involved with these pre-IPO opportunities, we are effectively becoming one of the few rating agencies that looks at those opportunities and assigns a rating to them. And the fact that it's decentralized makes it really cool, because most of the time it's like VC firms and stuff like that maybe try to influence things in their own favor. So it's
But how would you do that if you were wanted to rate an asset?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
As in, answer the question. How would you? What would that look like?
What would
go back to the question?
Going back to the question. Well, like we just said, it's not sentiment, it's not binary. So it is actually very much a system that requires our users to input some content.
Yeah.
So hey, we have this great ICO. It's just coming up today. This B21, for example, that we have some friends involved with. What do we think about it? What do we think about the team? Well, we know a few guys personally on the team, so we might put in some of our opinions and some of our content on what we know about them and their career that our community might find valuable. And I'm sure that, for example, Florin, our videographer, might say, well, I think that was really handy advice, Chris, and very interesting to hear your feedback and to know your relationship with one of the founders and so on and so forth. And what that might end up doing is improving that rating quality, right? Yeah. So it becomes vetted by the community itself. And then after it's reached so much critical mass, it will form part of the overall rating. That one member of the team. Yeah.
Just to add to what Chris has said there, and thinking about the product from a more base level, there are two. We refer to them internally as the quantitative. Well, that's hard to say after half a beer. Quantitative aspects, and the qualitative. That's even harder to say after half a beer. Qualitative aspects. So what you might expect to, how you might expect to interact with the platform on the quantitative side of things is. Probably something you're quite familiar with if you've ever completed an online survey or an online poll. It'll be on this is the most basic example, on a score of, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate the proficiency of the team for legal aptitude? How would you rate the team for blockchain experience? How would you rate the team for other relevant experience? Things like that. So there will be that kind of quantitative interaction. we're calling that part of the interaction actually the hive mind interaction. Those scores are aggregated. This is something we've not discussed before. This might be interesting for you guys. Those scores are aggregated and combined as one super user, which is the hive. So that's the quantitative aspect. Then on the user level, we have the qualitative, which is what Chris has just described, which is submitting content, even uploading information you found somewhere, linking to videos you found about the project, etc., etc. So it's content submission and content generation. So
it's not long story short, it's not yes or no or 1 star or 5 stars.
No.
It is providing content, and then other people will give you a star rating.
Yeah. So
based
again,
on your content
exactly.
submission.
So your content submission is then subject to the rating of your peers, which will then generate your reputational score within that asset, and therefore your influence on that asset.
Exactly. And they'll just be categories. So people have to categorize their content.
Yeah.
So for example, it's like if it's team, you'll select team, and then subcategory would be maybe the team member's name, and that would simply just go into that folder on the platform where people can access and review that. A big question we got along those lines is, what if I'm not a pro at analyzing team? I don't know anyone on the team, and I'm really just good at doing smart contract review. So will a guy like that, a common question is, will a guy who just reviews a smart contract, for example, still be rewarded the same as someone who focuses, like, say, you got a super prodigy of crypto rating and he does everything.
Yeah.
So how about that?
Well, the quick answer is no.
Yeah.
Because the more you interact with the platform, the more you submit, the more participation you have in the ratings process, the greater your potential influence on the rating, therefore the greater your potential reward, as and when hopefully there is a reward at the end of that asset's life cycle. Yeah.
But, the thing I was going to just elaborate on is that consistency is really the key.
Yeah.
Because you could be the child prodigy of crypto Ignite ratings, but if you burn out and you can't keep up anymore, and you get fed up, and you made yourself this great reputation because you were doing the team and the finance and the legal and the smart contract and reviewing the whole project, and great reputation, but then you give up because you're tired.
The problem is during the time you've been doing that, you've been focused on one asset. The community might have been focused on 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 assets. So there are other ways to ensure that your influence across the platform, if you do have a speciality, is maximized. You can make sure that, if you are the smart contract prodigy, you're checking the smart contract for every single asset that's being rated.
And that's the beauty
It's just
of
a different approach. It's just a different approach.
Everyone is not a pro at everything.
No.
I'm not a lawyer. You don't even let me look at contracts most of the time.
No.
So,
Bad idea.
So for me to be reviewing the legal aspects on an ICO probably wouldn't make sense. It wouldn't help my reputation, right?
Exactly.
But if I did the marketing or the team or something like that, then it might be more interesting, or the trading side of them, or tokenomics.
Well, that question evolved. That was good. That was actually quite a nice. That wasn't necessarily. Hopefully, somewhere in there you got an answer.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's
maybe you learned something else.
A lot of information there. This is a good question, Chris. You'll like this one. Let's try and read this properly. Does the Ignite platform have a crypto wealth growth solution or a crypto fund solution wherein it may accept fiat or Bitcoin/Ether from the community and invest it in the recommendations from its platform and Hive? If yes, the details thereof.
Ooh.
And if no, then why not, and the future plans. And that is from Chatboy Sam.
Okay. Well, Chatboy Sam, that is a very good question. We would love to offer all those things, but unfortunately it is very, very regulated for us to take people's money and then invest it on their behalf. Now, what really distinguishes Ignite from a securities product is the fact that our users have to do work in order to deploy capital and earn rewards. If you don't do the work and you don't help us deploy capital, you don't get rewarded for it.
Exactly.
What we're really doing is using our Hive to help us make investment decisions, which we then share back any profits with the community that helped us make that decision. Once we separate that and start just accepting fiat cash, and then letting the Hive do the work for those individuals who invested that money, who might not be participating, then we become asset managers.
Absolutely.
And then it also indirectly makes all the Hive asset managers and investment advisors as well, which means that the people in the Hive would need to get licenses depending on where they're living, to get really technical with it. So no, we won't be doing that through Ignite. It does not mean that we could not license some of the data feeds from Ignite to enable funds to follow trade us, for example, or give them opportunity to see our ratings as we're making them, which might be very beneficial to many funds which are setting up in this industry. So, because to be honest, we know it that everyone is more or less flying blind at the moment. Otherwise, things wouldn't be so correlated.
And the other important thing to think about there, and it's something we touched on earlier in the week when we did our breakfast with Ignite show earlier in the week, is this harks back to the idea of being able to form a private cell. There's nothing to stop you and a group of friends, colleagues, guys you met in a group on Telegram coming together and forming your own cell within the Hive, whereby you use that cell to make your investment decisions. What projects you're going to be investing in, what cryptos you need to buy in and out of.
But to be clear, they would be investing privately.
They would indeed.
They would look at what we have there, and then they would go in.
Yeah, so they would use the technology, they would use the software, use the platform to inform, to create your own mini cell, your own cell within the Hive that you then use to make your own trades. In a future release, this won't be in the beta. Please remember, we're talking about a beta in a few weeks' time, but in a future release, you might have the ability to plug APIs into our system that will connect your own cells that you create to your own accounts on exchanges, so that you can actually then leverage our trade routing tech as well on your own accounts. That's what we'd like. That's where we'd like to get to. So we can't manage your money for you. What we want to do is encourage you, empower you to manage your money better.
Ignite is about educating people. So we're trying to help crypto become more mature in how it makes trades, not just make trades because everything is going up, you buy, and because everything's going down, you sell. That's like, not a way to trade.
Okay.
But
sorry, I cut in.
That's okay.
I've just spotted we got a connected question, which I think is a good follow-on from Runner Jones. And he asks, I was thinking about personally mimicking the trades that the Hive takes. You see why I cut in there. Will there be a function that notifies an Ignite holder when the index enters and exits a position?
Yes, there will. Yeah, there will be. Yep. So here's the thing. So we are not going to send that signal until we've acquired our position. Why not? Because as you know, Ignite is all about doing ratings, but it's also about making a profit from ratings. So how we earn our profit, and the sole way we earn our profit at the moment, is by making profitable trades. When all the Hive, and then by association, many of your friends probably, end up knowing that Ignite's going to take a position, it could move the market against us while we're trying to secure that position.
Certainly for something that's currently listed.
Yeah, exactly.
For ICOs.
For ICO, maybe not as much, but it might affect our ability to acquire the ICO.
Absolutely.
So if the ICO is going to sell out super quick because people find out that we've rated it really well, we want to be able to get our full allocation going.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So we don't want to move the markets against us. So we're going to secure our position first, and then once we have our position, we're going to immediately notify all the Hive members that Ignite has taken a position and give a summary of why we have. And then it's up to you if you want to do privately on your own. We are only telling you why we have decided to.
Yeah, they're not trading signals. It's not investment advice. It's literally
just why we took a position.
Yeah, exactly. Excellent. And just to round off then, so that Chris and I can enjoy our beer on this lovely sunny Friday afternoon in Gibraltar, can you, this is asked by Hitlerdeus, some guy.
Let me see.
Can you make a longer deep dive expert panel discussion video? Yes, we can. And yes, we did
today.
So that was, hopefully you guys enjoyed that. Hopefully you've watched that already. We intend to do many more of those. Obviously we've tapped into
that. Was a great show today.
It was for that first one, we tapped into our network and spoke to, obviously, Carsten, the CEO of Cornucopia, because we're currently dealing with him on a B2B basis, and then Sam, who's hoping to actually, well, can't go into too much detail, but we hope to maybe have some sort of tie-in with their business in the future. But again, we've said it before, if you guys, there's any projects you're really interested in, if there's anyone that you would like us to approach to come and appear on our...
See the way we do it.
Appear floating on the TV over our shoulders, or hop on a plane and come and join us in Gibraltar, they can.
One
thing we've got to do.
Yeah, what's that?
We've been told this week by the guys in our Telegram group that we need to become professional YouTubers.
Ah, okay.
So
how do we do
need
that?
to do, what is it? You gotta smash the likes.
Oh yeah, so smash up the likes. Do we need a name like a superhero?
No, I don't think you do. That's a bit cheesy, actually.
Yeah, okay.
Subscribe here.
And sign up here. And crypto going there.
And again, if you guys have any ideas for any topics for discussion, any questions, we have in the video description, we're going to have the link to the Google Sheet where you can ask your questions. We have the link to the Telegram groups, link to the website, obviously. We're here. And we are really enjoying doing this series, and we're going to continue, and it's a great way for us to actually keep you guys up to date with what's going on. Thank you for joining us. Cheers.
Cheers.
Enjoy your weekend.